Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the official YouTube channel of Ashika Financial Planners. I am Sandeep, your personal financial planner. I regularly upload videos on personal finance, and I would be very happy if you could subscribe to my channel and also like and share the videos. Well, in today's video, I am going to be telling you how you can get a high health insurance coverage at a very low cost. Well, it alarms me when I come across people who have a health insurance coverage of just around 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, or 4 lakhs. And it alarms me further when they confidently believe that they do not need a higher health insurance coverage. Well, you need to get a sufficient and adequate health insurance coverage at an early age, because if you go for a health insurance coverage when you're older, the chances are that you would either have to pay very high premiums or you might not get the policy at all. So to avoid such complications at a young age, you need to get a high health insurance coverage. And health insurance is no joke, because the health inflation is at around 10%, and the costs of the medical costs are of course going up every year, and it's getting to a stage when it's going to be unaffordable to pay from our own pockets. Even if you can afford a hospitalization for say 5 to 10 lakh rupees, why would you want to dip into your savings or your investments or your wealth when you can transfer the risk to a health insurance company? In this video, let's take the example of people who have health insurance coverage from their employers, from the companies. Quite often they have coverage of around 3 to 5 lakh rupees, and they do not even feel it's important to get a higher health insurance coverage. But in case you are sensible enough to believe that you need a higher health insurance coverage, but you do not want to pay too much, then I have the answer for you. One of the companies I closely work with, I'm officially partnered with, is MaxBupa, and they have a product called Health Recharge, which is basically a top-up plan over your existing health insurance product. So let me give you a couple of examples. So I'm going to choose the product, which is the Health Recharge Individual. I'm talking about an individual. There is also a family floater option. And existing policy with MaxBupa, I'm going to mention that as no. Let's say you go for 10 lakh coverage from this Health Recharge, and let's say you have a 3 lakh coverage with your existing health insurer or maybe from your company insurance. So the deductible amount will have to be mentioned as 3 lakh rupees. Now when I say deductible, what this means is if you get admitted in a hospital and say your total expenses are about 7 lakh rupees, the first 3 lakh of that hospitalization will not be borne by MaxBupa. It will be borne by your existing health insurance. Beyond that, the additional expense, that is 4 lakh in my example, will be borne by MaxBupa. So the additional expense over and above the 3 lakh, in this case, is you have a limit of 10 lakh rupees. So totally you would have 3 lakh in your other insurer and 10 lakh with MaxBupa as a top up. And let's say you're a 30-year-old. Okay, I'm taking an example of someone born on 1st May of 1990, and let's assume you belong to Bangalore. And let's assume you're a male, and I've just entered some dummy numbers here, and I click on calculate premium, and I see that the premium including taxes is just 1,823 rupees per year. That is for an additional 10 lakh rupees of health insurance coverage. You might wonder why a 10 lakh health insurance cover would cost just 1,823 rupees. The very basic funda is that the first 3 lakh of your hospitalization is not going to be borne by the company. So the major risk that is in the first 3 lakhs is going to be borne by a different insurer or by yourself even if you do not have a health insurance policy of your own, the first 3 lakhs will have to be borne by you or your company insurance or your private insurance. So the initial risk is not on MaxBupa, and therefore they can give you the top up option at such low premiums. Now let's take a different example. Let's say you're not a 30-year-old, but you are a 35-year-old. So let me say you're born in 1985, May 1st. And let me check out what the premium is for a 10 lakh coverage. Okay, the premium is still the same for a 35-year-old as well, 1,823 for a 10 lakh coverage with a deductible of 3 lakhs. Now, let us say you want a higher coverage. You can go up to 95 lakh rupees as well. But let's say you want to get this done once and for all, and you feel that for your whole lifetime, an additional life cover of 25 lakh would be sufficient. And in this case, the deductible is only 5 lakh. That's the only option. And you are, let me just go back to the 30-year-old example, 1990, May 1st, done. And let me calculate the premium. So if you're a 30-year-old male, all right, getting a sum insured of 25 lakh rupees with a deductible of 5 lakh rupees costs you only 1,646 rupees. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how cheap can that get? Can it get cheaper than this? You just have to pay an additional 1,646. But remember, the first 5 lakh of the claim will have to be borne by either your existing insurance provider or maybe by yourself as well. So the mistake that one would make is to go for a top up with a company health insurance. Now, if your company is insuring you for about 5 lakh rupees, for example, and you feel, okay, let me just go for a 25 lakh top up and pay about 1,646 rupees. What happens when you quit the company, when you retire, or when you stop working, and if you have a hospitalization, you would have to bear the first 5 lakh in that hospitalization. So it's always good to have a regular private health insurance for yourself alongside your company health insurance, and then go for a top up. So maybe you could go for something as less as 3 lakh rupees. So let me say, let me make this 15 lakh. And yeah, maybe you go for a regular health insurance of 3 lakh rupees. And then you go for a top up of 15 lakh rupees. And you are a 30-year-old. Let me see what that comes to. It comes to 2,117 rupees. And a 3 lakh insurance would, for a 30-year-old, would hardly cost much. Let me check that for you as well. There is a plan called the Health Companion. Okay. And the cover is 3 lakh rupees. The date of birth would be 1990, 1st of May. That's a 30-year-old. Okay. And you calculate the premium. Look at that. The premium is just 5,158 rupees. All right, that's more or less the kind of premiums you can expect from any insurer for a 3 lakh coverage. So you could buy a 3 lakh health insurance policy and then go for a 15 lakh top up. So you would have a total of 18 lakh health insurance coverage at just 5,158 plus the 2,000 rupees of top up that I spoke to you about. So in just about 7,000 rupees, you could end up with a health insurance coverage of 18 lakh rupees. And remember, the more you delay, the higher the premiums are going to be. And it's better you take a policy when you are younger without any pre-existing health issues, so that as long as you live, you do not have to worry about health expenses. You do not have to worry about eating into your lifetime savings, And I read an alarming statistic some couple of months back about a vast majority of suicides in the state of Karnataka are due to health reasons, and a majority of those suicides are because they cannot afford the health treatment, the expense for the treatment. This is very, very depressing to hear, and I hope none of us fall prey to this. I hope common sense prevails and we get ourselves adequate health insurance. Well, that's about it on this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like further information, you just have to send me an email, hello@ashika.in, or you could drop in a message to me if you know my number, of course. And if you can also drop in a comment on this video. I will be happy to share the premium for your age. Remember, you could get an individual policy or even a family floater policy. That would also work out reasonably cheap. And yes, since I'm associated with MaxBupa and also HDFC Ergo, I can compare the two and give you the best quotes. So get in touch with me right away. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for sharing. I'll catch you very soon. Bye bye.